Again, Stephen, you did an awesome job. Thanks so much. We are going to not take up too much of your time tonight. I really appreciate you guys coming on here on a Friday night. We're going to take up about maybe 20, 30 minutes of your time. I do want to welcome specifically Terry Fields and her guests, and then Ashley Borderland Rivero and her guests. I know Stephen's got some guests on too. Abdiel and Elisa, I think Stephen nailed the name. I don't know if I nailed the name. But yes, thank you guys so much for taking the time again for being on. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and go over some of this information. We'll dive right into it for you guys. And what I would really like for y'all to do is to, as you think of different people that this might help, maybe jot their names down, send it back to the person who invited you to this, and then also as you have questions, jot those down, and we'll open this up to Q&A at the end for sure. There is a chat feature that you can use as well, and I can hit up that chat here at the end, or at the end you can unmute yourself as well and ask any questions. So without further ado, let me go ahead and share. Hopefully y'all can see this. All right, if I can find my PowerPoint. All right, cool. Everyone see it okay? Awesome, awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and minimize myself here. So we are here to talk a little bit about My Daily Choice and some different things that we can offer people for different help in different areas. But as a prelude to that, we wanted to kind of explain what My Daily Choice is. We are an umbrella company where our CEOs basically said that we don't want to pigeonhole ourselves into any one particular brand. And so My Daily Choice comes out with new divisions of the umbrella, depending on what the trends are, depending on what research comes out, what legalities come out, and what they feel is going to help people most and be hottest in the market as well. And so in our umbrella brand, we actually have a nutritional spray line that includes a lot of natural supplements that are sublingual sprays you put under your tongue. Over here, we have our Mantra Organic Essential Oil brand, High Life Travel brand, which this is a really unique brand. It's a cashback travel rewards program. I personally went and booked a $27 hotel in wine country here in Arizona during peak season, which is pretty amazing. But the even cooler thing about this, and it's the only thing I'm really going to touch on with this one specifically, is every time you buy from these other brands, you earn points and rewards to buy down rates here and get free travel between cruises, weeks. I mean, it's like super amazing. And so the main brand we're going to really talk about tonight is the HempWorks brand. This is the majority of our revenue. This is the majority of our sales, and really what's driving for helping people in a more holistic manner, that being quality CBD products. And so that's what we're going to focus on tonight real quick. So if you've ever had some misconceptions of CBD or questions, this is going to be a really great opportunity to learn. So again, we thank you guys for being on here. A little bit about the company. We were founded in 2014, headquartered in Las Vegas, but we're 100% debt-free. Being that we're a direct sales company, we've been recognized as the fastest growing, not only direct sales, but CBD company in the entire world right now, which is huge. We're seeing at about 1,100% record-breaking growth. And we have been featured on various publications such as My Vegas Mantra, Thrive Magazine, and we've even been recently featured in the Fortune 500 magazine. I will show you that later, along with several other publications, Forbes, Fortune 500, things like that. All right, so why are we focusing on CBD right now? Well, we're just going to show you a couple headlines. CBD is hot. The 2018 Farm Bill federally legalized CBD, and we are in the industry of what's called the green rush. So if anybody knows about the gold rush or the .com era, they're comparing the hemp market and the CBD market to that. They are seeing 700, 800, 900% growth year over year in this particular market. And so even Forbes is saying 20 billion by 2024. It hasn't even hit $1 billion yet. It was, I think, 200 million a couple years ago. Last year, it was 600 million. So really the growth and potential to get in on something like this is amazing. But to do that, you have to have quality products. You have to believe in those too. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Rolling Stone, some of our favorite magazines, again, reporting on another different study in regards to CBD and the growth of that. We are going to also not only talk about the products, but we're going to talk about the opportunity to use them and make money if that is your choice. We do give everybody that choice. My kids are knocking on the door here. One of the reasons we're keeping it short tonight is because I have the entire Girl Scout troop coming over to our house tonight, believe it or not. Yes, I deal cannabis and I'm a Girl Scout troop leader. So there's something for you. I'm going to go ahead and open this up a little bit. So that being said, with that opportunity, the network marketing industry is actually almost 20 times that of the NFL in revenue producing. And so it's the top income producing. You need to go. Okay. I don't know. Go. Love you. Bye. Sorry, guys. I specifically was like, you cannot come in here. The network marketing industry is the top revenue producing industry in the world right now. It creates more revenue and almost 20 times the amount of revenue as National Football League and many of the top producing industries in the world. So it's, again, a really amazing thing when you combine not only the top industry in the world, but CBD, the fastest growing industry right now. They're saying that CBD is the fastest growing industry since alcohol prohibition was lifted. And we all know what happened at that time as well. So, all right. So in the meantime, what I would like to do is introduce a few people to kind of talk about what the products have done for them so far. So let me go ahead and call on Crystal. Crystal, would you kind of just let us know what you use and how it's helping you?
Yes. So my name is Crystal. I've been using the Hemp CBD products for about 16 months now. I use the CBD oil every day, morning and night, as well as the relief cream, which is helps with trouble spots as needed. And those are my two favorite products. I've been using it to help with a lot of ailments that I have going on. I have a lot of inflammation and discomfort throughout my entire body. And within the first, I would say, a month or so of using the products, I could literally see external inflammation going away from my body. On top of being able to have better sleep, feeling a lot calmer. No, mom's, okay, you gotta tell dad. Sorry, my 3-year-old, which it helps with that a lot. I don't get my monthly head discomforts anymore. I literally used to have to call out every single month from work for 4 to 5 days every month. Wow. My pain throughout my entire body has lessened a lot. And just overall, I feel like I can accomplish my daily needs for being a mom, working full time, working this business. So it's helped me tremendously through every point of my life.
Yeah, I mean, I know I've witnessed the golf size or even softball size sometimes balls on your calf, like that inflammation, and I have not seen those in well over a year on you. So it's pretty cool. Plus that like nasty crap to get in your knees.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, awesome. Well, I appreciate you giving us that testimony. One thing we'll kind of touch on later, guys, is Crystal was also a medical marijuana user, and so we're going to talk about the difference. We're going to talk about the benefits of using both or just using one, so you can want that help without the high, which is what CBD is. I'm going to go ahead and introduce Steven as well. You probably all met him when you're greeted in today. Steven, kind of let us know how this has really helped your family.
Thank you, Melissa. It's helped us a whole bunch. Trish started using the oils at the beginning of this year in January. She had pretty much inflammation through every joint in her body, a lot in her back, a lot of head issues, electrical impulses, a lot of tingling in her extremities, digestion issues, sleep issues, many things. Kind of started CBD as a last resort, didn't tell me. kind of kept it from me because there's a lot of ignorance down here. But within days, she started moving around easier, feeling better, better, just sleeping better, moving around better. She even gets out and comes to me in events now. The walker, there she is.
Hey,
The
Trish.
the walker that she would have to use around the house is now a computer stand in our living room. She doesn't have to use that anymore.
I love it.
And it's
That was
just
walking proof right there.
yeah, and it's just given us a better way of life in the home, giving her a better quality of life, giving our relationship a better quality of life, because it was starting to be a caretakey kind of thing. And now we're actually doing stuff together, spending time, enjoying each other's time together. And it's just going to go up from there.
I love it. I love it. I know you use a product too. You want to talk about that or?
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the products we're going to touch on is our relief cream, which is undoubtedly the best thing I have ever used. I have an ankle that pretty much has no cartilage left, which is a great story for another time. I use it daily. The inflammation stays down. I know something's there, but there's no pain involved all day long. It even says use it 3 to 4 times a day. I use it once in the morning, and it's good for me all day. And I'm on my feet all day in a warehouse environment, and I'm good to go. The inflammation, the pain, it's really just not there anymore, because I wake up limping, and in 20 minutes, I'm rolling with
I love it.
no issues whatsoever.
I love it. I love it. So yeah, if you're on and you have already tried our CBD specifically, which we're going to talk about the difference of CBD and what to look for in quality, but if you have tried any of our products, feel free to drop in the chat how they have helped you. We just ask that you don't name any medical conditions. If you're watching live on Facebook, you can do that as well. So I'll just quickly go over my story. I originally started looking at CBD for my dog because she was prescribed something from Big Pharma through her vet that I was like, absolutely not. Like, I wouldn't even take that personally. Like, why would I buy and give it to my dog too? And it was ranging from $250 for CBD, $250, all the way down to 25 cents. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't understand. And so we got her on it, and I had a friend using it for shooting pains. They used to get up their heels. I started using it for the same thing. I also have inflammation in my tailbone that causes a shooting pain down my tailbone and down one side of my body. And I spent $5,000 on a chiropractor a year. I mean, I've tried many things for all of these issues. It was getting to the point where I couldn't sleep through the night. I was up about 3-4 times a night. And within 3 days, I was drastically, my discomfort was reduced, and I was sleeping through the night like a baby. It took me about 2 weeks to be a believer because I'm a cheap ass, but I'm like, take my money. So I was later introduced it to my mom by default. My husband went and told her that I was a drug dealer. And that's, again, a story for another time. And after a long couple of conversations and her own private research, she ended up hopping on board. And she used to have troubles with cholesterol, blood pressure, blood sugar, vision after a stroke. She had the big C word at one point, and she was just a Heinz 57 of Big Pharma, like constantly struggling with taking this for this and this and this and like, whatnot. So within about 10 days, she was completely free of Big Pharma, and it's been over a year that she has been that way. She later then shared it with my grandmother, whose head shakes like this all the time. Looks like she's telling you no. And her head stopped shaking. And it's been about a year for her too. So it's really been a huge blessing to our family. Not to mention, my mom got approval from DCS to actually give it to her foster kids. And they went from raging in class, getting kicked out of class, getting 19 referrals in kindergarten, to not a single referral in their entire first semester of first grade. And they started it about a month before first grade. And so it's really been a huge game changer. And we go out there and we tell our stories because we feel like this is just like the most amazing thing that you could ask for since sliced bread. So we're going to talk a little bit about how this works too. But let me go ahead and share my screen again here. Okay. Can y'all see it okay again? Okay, perfect. So, just a number of different things that it can help with. We can't claim that CBD can cure or treat any sort of medical illness because our wonderful government and how they operate, but we can be a little creative with our words. So I say describe it, don't say it. Again, if you've tried our products, feel free to drop in the chat here how they have helped you. All right, so I'm not going to go into the major science of this. We can go into this at another time, and this is really hard for me not to explain because I love to get geeky on how this all works. But our bodies are born with an endocannabinoid system. Anything that has a spine has an endocannabinoid system, and this system responds to CBD, cannabidiol. CBD is naturally occurring in fatty acid foods like breast milk. In human breast milk, you can find CBD, and also cannabis plants. And so in this system here, you have these receptors, and these receptors help create homeostasis for your body. They help regulate so many different functions of your body, and that's why CBD works for so many different things. That's about the least sciencey that I can get. So I'm just like a geeky personality with that. So if you need an explanation after, feel free to jot that question down. We'll talk about it, and I'll like totally love it. So, all right. So a big question that we get is, what's the difference between marijuana and hemp? Cannabis has two forms. You have marijuana and hemp. They're like yin and yang, lemon and lime. They're both forms of cannabis, but they're opposites. So marijuana is very high in THC, which is what creates a psychoactive head high. And hemp is actually very low in THC. Now marijuana is low in CBD, and hemp is high in CBD. So hemp, high CBD, low THC, marijuana, high THC, low CBD. And that's why with industrial hemp CBD, you get that health and that help without the high. And different CBDs can help different things as well. What to look for in quality CBD? In a nutshell, you have to be super careful about what to look for in quality CBD, because currently it's an unregulated industry and anybody can put anything in a bottle and put it on a shelf. Nobody's going to shut them down. And so while it's legal, it's not regulated, kind of like the vitamin industry. And so we tell people, if you're not careful, you can put yourself at risk for taking synthetic CBDs. So for example, in Utah, 52 people were hospitalized for taking a synthetic CBD, which wasn't actually pure CBD. And, or you can put yourself at risk for ingesting heavy metals, molds, pesticides, or just no CBD at all. Sometimes people just put hemp oil or olive oil in a bottle and nobody's going to shut them down. So we tell people to look for certain things. The first one I'll start with is this U.S. Hemp Authority certified seal. This is so important. In March, the U.S. Hemp Authority stepped up and said, we're going to put a certification program out, and we're going to, because nobody's regulating this, we're going to make sure that people are hitting all the spots to make sure the CBD is pure, potent, and effective. And over thousands, it was a couple different thousands of companies applied originally, and in March, only 13 passed of those thousands that applied. It was unreal. Us and our main farm were 2 out of those 13. We have since expanded our farms, of which they follow the U.S. Hemp Authority certification guidelines. And so it's really amazing to see how many people weren't really doing what they should with the industry and with the products. And it's really cool to see that we're ahead of the game, and we actually are the largest producer and seller of CBD in the world, and there's a reason for that. Third-party certified purity lab testing. This testing will check to make sure there's no heavy metals, molds, pesticides. It will check the types of CBD. And if you're subject to drug testing, it will also make sure that there's no THC. Now, if you want more cannabinoids, you want a little trace amount of THC, and we'll talk about that. And so it tests for that as well, but it makes sure that it's under the compliant level so that nobody gets high, things like that. And last but not least, our company, and nobody else does this in the industry, actually gives you 60 days to try the products. You can return them open and empty if you are not happy within that time for a full refund. And I told my customers, like, I would rather you return it empty because I know you've used it. Okay. And so we have under a 2% return rate. So there's like a no questions asked within 60 days, and you'll get a refund if you're not happy, but under a 2% return rate. I've had 3 in the past year return it. One ended up in a nursing home. They wouldn't give it to her. I forget what the other one was. Oh, they had a fused spine, so it was like a last ditch hope. And this last one didn't give an explanation as much as I tried. I think they were just tight on money. But I have over 1,000 customers, so that's a really, really good percentage there. So we tell everybody, make sure your CBD checks the boxes. I'm going to go really quick into some of the products. Our tinctures, these are our #1 products, our #1 sellers, our #1 effective products as well, I feel. You have a couple different options. Let's start with these first 2 because I don't think any of y'all are fur babies. This last one is our pet oil for your fur babies. Full spectrum or isolate. Our full spectrum oils, they come in 3 different strengths, 500, 750, 1500. My recommendation, always start on a 500 milligram. You don't shock your system. You can always take more if needed, things like that. Full spectrum means it has trace amount of THC and the full spectrum of cannabinoids. If ever somebody tells you they are THC free and full spectrum, they are either lying or don't understand CBD. THC is a type of cannabinoid. Now, if you're subject to drug testing, there's no guarantee. It's about a 50-50 shot that you would test negative on a drug screening by taking a full spectrum. So what we recommend is that you take a CBD isolate. The isolate is THC free. It is only CBD. No other cannabinoids except for CBD. And again, we third-party test that to make sure that that's the case. We have had many of people using this tincture. I actually have a whole department of police officers here in my hometown that use this and have been drug screened multiple times. And I'd be happy to share those drug screenings with anybody. We also have a study from a drug screening facility that specifically recommends our brand, and I'm happy to share that with anyone as well. And then, of course, pets. There's many reasons. If you guys use the pet one, let us know why you use the pet one so people can kind of see in the chat why. These are our topical lines. We have our relief cream, which Steven mentioned earlier. This is like an instant discomfort, instant pain relief. We are at events a lot of the times. We put this on people, they rub it on and they turn right back around and buy it. It's really amazing. And they come in 2 different sizes. This is a temporary. That's why the tincture we always recommend as a preventative. But the tincture usually takes a little bit of time to build up and find your sweet spot. The tinctures you just put under your tongue. These are rubbed on topically. We have instructions on how you use those as well. We can show you in the future. And then we have our skincare line. CBD is really good for the skin. We'd love to share some before and afters with you, but this is our day cream, the Renew on the right here. Also 2 different sizes, and our Revive cream. This has collagen, retinol, and CBD in it. So that's our topical line. This is what I like to call our ingestible line. I see the chat kind of going off, and if there's questions, I'm going to get to those at the end. These are some of my favorites. The hemp infused coffee does have CBD in it, along with our creamers. These are ketogenic friendly, vegan friendly, and they come in 3 different flavors. I am team vanilla. Y'all can tell me what team you are because we have team hazelnut and team mocha too. And so if you are a guest of an affiliate, I would love to offer you a chance to win a free CBD coffee and a creamer to try. And just all you have to do is in the comments here or in the Facebook event, let us know that you're tuning in and you would like to win the coffee. This I could totally get into for days, but instead of taking my morning tincture, I do 1 packet of coffee and half a packet of the creamer. And that is my CBD dose for the morning. I then take my tincture at night under my tongue. So I'm getting about the same morning and night. I use about 15 drops at night of the tincture. Y'all tell us what your sweet spot is on the tincture. Then we have our gummies. These are a broad spectrum. They are THC free, but the difference between this and the isolate tincture that you saw is that these are broad spectrum. It includes more cannabinoids. So again, different cannabinoids can help different things. And so by science, the more cannabinoids you have, the slightly more effective it is. And so the gummies are broad spectrum. So again, good for people that are subject to drug testing because they are THC free and we test that. But also good for people that want a little bit more of the benefits. No carcinogens, no artificial sweeteners, coloring, or anything. 10 milligrams per gummy of pure CBD. Again, when you're talking pure CBD, guys, you can take less to be more effective than you can with something with fillers or that is synthetic. And then dog treats. If your fur babies aren't taking the oil, which I see cats use the oil too, then you can use the dog treats instead. And last but not least, this is our other category. We have a hemp hair line between our shampoo, conditioners, and we have deep hydrating version of that as well. A hemp serum, a hemp body lotion, which my husband is using on his hands. He gets like a seasonal eczema on his hands, and he's a bartender. And so he uses this hemp lotion, and it penetrates down multiple layers. So when he's washing his hands, it's not washing all the moisture off of it as well. Really good stuff. And then our bath box as well. We'd love to in the future show you guys some before and afters of people using the hair. It's very, very hydrating and balancing to the hair. And I'm going to stop my share there. We're going to talk shortly about the pricing. We are just about done. So thanks again for bearing with me. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring Crystal up again. You have the option to use the products, like I said, or you can use them and make money. And I chose to use and make money because we were in a pretty ugly spot when we started, but I really, really needed and wanted the products. So Crystal is a friend of mine who, you know, she was a medical marijuana user. And I'm going to let her tell a little bit about her story. And I'm super proud of where she's come with the business and what this has been doing for her. So go ahead, Crystal.
Yes. So I was looking quite a few years ago on getting off of Big Pharma. And so I was a medical marijuana user, and going from $500 a month to roughly about $80 a month now has been, and having more relief has been a big changer. But for me, I felt as if I'm going to use it, I might as well see if I can get them paid for by helping other people, especially since I am a cannabis lover. It's done so much for me. So I did start the business, and I'm able to be able to pay for my entire family. So we had 3 dogs, my 3-year-old, my husband, and myself, all on these products. And so I'm able to pay for them each month, as well as have some extra money in between my normal day job paychecks, and go on family adventures, which is one of my favorite things, that we get to take our family to work with us and get to be able to have more financial freedom to go on adventures with this business. So it's been very life-changing for me, just the products, but also the business side of opening my eyes to a few other different things that we wouldn't normally be able to do. So that's my little short.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, I know at one point you had mentioned that if it wasn't for the business, that you didn't have grocery money for the month.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
So that's really, like, for me, that's why I'm here, and I continue to push. Like, we have done really good in the business. I started July of 2018, and within 4 months, while still working 60 to 80 hours a week at my full-time job, I also am a mother of two young kids. And while still working 60 to 80 hours a week at my job, I was able to replace my full-time income with this. And so I put in my notice, and actually it was a year ago today that I put in my notice at my, oh my gosh, I forgot, so exciting. A year ago today that I put in my notice at my job that I just was never seeing my kids anymore. And this industry has been a huge blessing. And now I get to make money and memories at the same time. We take our kids to events. We work it in so many different ways. And we have even trainings on the different ways you can work it. And so for me now, in the position we are at financially, it's not about the money. It's about helping people like Crystal and helping people like Steven and our new affiliates launching tonight, because I know that there's a bigger, better option. There's an option to make money and memories, or I mean, shoot, just make enough to cover your products for that matter. And so that's kind of my story. You can read more about it in this is in Barnes and Nobles. It's called The Business of CBD. And my mom would tell you, turn to page 48 and tell me if you recognize her. But me, my girls, and my husband are all in there. You guys can read more on that. Super exciting stuff. So that's really all I have. I'm going to share the pricing options because it's kind of crazy. Our products, you can either pick one for $69. You can do a discount pack for $199, and you can mix and match these. Or you can pick any of the 12 for $5.99. And so I actually went with the executive pack to kind of maximize my commission structure and have multiple products on hand for events. But these options are available to not only our customers, but not only our affiliates, but customers too. So like, there's no like, oh, you get the discount only when you're an affiliate. Like, no, you get the discount upright. Our competitors that are certified pure CBD usually run $20 to $40 more per bottle at these strengths. The only exception to the rule on this pricing is the 750 milligram strength is a little bit more expensive. It's $20 more per bottle. And the 1500 milligram strength is not included in any of the packages. And that's a different price. And so you can choose to use the products at these prices as a customer, right? Or you can share that with other people for an extra $20. The company's going to set up a website for you and send you an affiliate starter pack success kit. And that's what I chose. I said, shoot, I've spent $20 on a bad hangover before. I'm going to go ahead and go that route. And so if you would like to take a look at the business free of any charge, you're going to get with the person who invited you, and they're going to set you up with an online tour of the business and actually build some business under you while you take a look. So that's all I have for you guys today. I really, really appreciate you being on. I'm going to go ahead and open it up to any Q&A. I'll go through the chat as well and stop this recording. Thank you again, guys, so much for being